Okay, tubers, so this is part 2 video of replacing the power steering pump on a 96 Dodge Neon. So I just topped off the reservoir, having just finished the project, I hope. A few things I wanted to note. First off, because of the space between this part of the body and the pump, it wasn't very easy for me to pull the pump off of the mounting bracket in the car, so I ended up having to pull the pump and mounting bracket off. So you've got two bolts on the back side of the pump facing the intake manifold, hiding underneath this rad hose. Those are 13 millimeter. You then have one bolt down at the end of the bracket, hiding down here behind this piece of the body, and that's a 15 millimeter. And I got that with a combination wrench. Once you get the bolt loosened down there, and you don't have to remove the bolt, just loosen it, and you get these back bolts here loosened up and removed, and you use the large socket that I already illustrated to remove this line here. There was a press clamp here holding this line on, so you remove the two lines, being careful not to replace or damage the rubber seal on this end. You loosen and remove the two bolts hiding underneath this radiator hose, and loosen the 15 millimeter bolt hiding down there on the tail end of the mounting bracket, and the whole power steering pump and bracket assembly comes off in one piece. This is the original pump that was on the car, the one that has failed. This is the part where I can tell you here that was the 15 millimeter bolt. You don't have to remove it, just loosen it. And the two back bolts here that hold the back side of the power steering pump on. So we got everything switched out. I just got done filling off the power steering reservoir with some power steering fluid. So let's start it up and see if for once in 2 weeks time I've got actual power steering. Alright, belt is still squealing. That's been an ongoing thing. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I feel power steering, and I'm not hearing any whining. Normally when you would do this, it would be extraordinarily stiff, and you get a little whine, a little whine out of it. So it appears as though the project power steering pump replacement has succeeded. Sounds good. I'm not really seeing any deflection of the belt, which is kind of a pain tightening it, but I got it. Tensioning it is really easy. You've got that little port right there for a 1/2 inch wrench. You just got to juggle two things at once. That's probably a little overfull, but it's running. Total cost, power steering pump used about $35, and then a $4 bottle of power steering fluid, and a 75-cent hose clamp, which need to double check and make sure we're not getting any leakage there. I'm not seeing any leakage. You can see you're not going to be able to do this job very easily without making a bit of a mess, but that's nothing. A little engine degreaser and a car wash sprayer can't fix. Of course, I ain't going to do that until I get a cover on the block, but anyway, that's what's involved in replacing power steering pump on a 96 Neon. I think probably the most difficult part of this whole job was getting that back mounting bracket there on the tail end of the bracket. Got to use a flat wrench in there. I've got some pretty big fat fingers, so that made things a little awkward. And I didn't have to pull the rad hose. Just a little awkward to work around it, but I got it. So there it is. I have power steering again, and I have a mess on the ground. Oh well. Time to put the tools away and grab a beer. So, thanks for watching. Comments welcome. Cheers, everybody.